This is the human heart. Central to our physical body, our survival, revered by poets throughout history as the emotional center of our being. The place we instinctively touch when asked to point to ourselves. And now, what we have known intuitively is being understood scientifically. Researchers are unlocking a new science of the heart that could change everything we know about health and our interconnected nature. Coherence is a state of balance between heart, mind, and emotions, creating a favorable cascade of neural, hormonal, and biochemical events that benefit the entire body. But this phenomenon not only benefits us personally, it affects everything around us, emitting an electromagnetic field that can be measured up to 3 feet outside of the body. When you are in coherence, your heart resonates at the same frequency as the Earth's magnetic field. This frequency positively affects everything around you. When a group of people are in coherence together, this effect is magnified. Could communities synchronized in coherence lower violence, accelerate cooperation, and global harmony? This is the purpose of the Global Coherence Pulse. If we can measure the impact of thousands of people in coherence at the same time, it could lead to a breakthrough in understanding the full potential of the human heart. All you need to participate is your presence and your heart. To take it to the next level, join the research study by downloading the app and getting an HRV monitor to measure your personal coherence. The world needs it more than ever before. Each human heart is unique and magnificent by itself. But imagine what could be possible when we unify.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for being here with us for another Global Coherence Pulse. It's amazing that we're going on almost 6 years of joining together every third Saturday of the month in a state of coherence in partnership with HeartMath and with all of you around the world to see how can we come into a state of love, as HeartMath is saying right now, how can we help love go viral? And today is a very special show. Originally, we had Bruce Lipton was going to join us, but we're going to have to reschedule that for another time as a last minute thing came up, something personal came up with Bruce. So we look forward to having him join us another time, but you can catch him on Humanity's team next week for the Global Oneness Summit. If you're not aware of that, I'll drop that in the chat. And today, actually, through a series of magic and serendipities, as the universe is always working out, we're going to have a very special guest, Garry Lineham, who will join us after Theo's opening music. And Garry and I actually had the pleasure and honor of speaking on stage, and people were riveted by his exploration of fascia and what it really means and how it extends far beyond the body. Now, for those of you, if this is your first time joining us for Global Coherence Pulse, I invite you to put a 1 or heart in the chat so we can send you a little bit of extra love and welcome you into this amazing community of people around the world. Michaela, Soul, Mad, Corrine, I see so many of you. Okay, great. Well, I'm going to take a page out of one of my very first spiritual teachers, Michael Beckwith's book. Look at all these hearts. Oh my gosh, so much love. I love it. So I'm Jennifer Cahill. If you don't know me, I am honored to get to co-produce this Pulse with Teresa Collins, with Annette Daly, with Claire Schaefer from HeartMath, Roland McCready, and of course, our incredible Kaylin, who behind the scenes is masterfully putting all this together. So I'm going to invite us all just to warm our hands together and just send a little love. Let's help love go viral. Let's allow 3 slow, deep breaths in and out of our heart. If you've been a part of the community for a while, let's send a little extra love to the people who are just joining us for the first time. And if you're not familiar with the work of heart math, I invite you to allow slow, deep breaths. Allow a slow, deep breath in through the center of your heart or chest. You can even put a hand on your heart. And as you breathe out, imagine pulsing that love and appreciation for everybody else in this room, pulsing it out to anybody who's with us, those who are maybe streaming down the road, or maybe just family or friends or loved ones you're holding in your heart. Let's do that 2 more times, allowing another slow, deep breath in through the center of your heart or chest, feeling that love light up every cell of your body. And once more, pulsing the field around you with love and everybody else in this meeting with love. And one more time, let's allow one more slow, deep breath, imagining our heart itself is doing the breathing. And one final time, using both hands, sending love to everybody in this room, to everyone on the planet. And let's really make Heart Math's dream of helping love go viral a reality. And we do that one conscious breath at a time. And that's why I'm such a huge fan of this work and so happy to get to share it with you on this third Saturday of the month, where Teresa or myself co-host or host together these shows. And this is really for you. So when we come together in coherence, our intention is that we leave you better than we found you, that you're more vibrant, more alive, and more connected to yourselves and one another than ever before. And how do we do that? Well, of course, we would not be able to do this without our incredible musician, Theo Grace, also known as Theo, which means spirit within. Theo creates music that helps inspire awakening and transformation and spiritual realization. If anybody's ever read your gene keys or listened to your gene keys, put a 1 or heart in the chat, because Theo is the main producer for Gene Keys. He's been scoring transmissions for Richard Rudd for over a decade, and we are so honored that he donates his time to be here with us. So we're going to give you opportunities later to donate and appreciate him for all of his generosity of spirit and heart. So without further ado, Kaylin, if you wouldn't mind, can we bring the indomitable, unimitable Theo Grace, and so that way we can have you share your heart, your music, and your love with us. So many people know Gene Keys and have probably already heard your work. We see a lot of chats, a lot of hearts and ones in the chat. I love it. All right, Theo, over to you, my friend.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. It's always such an honor. It's so nourishing for me to be a part of these gatherings and share some music with you all. And so we're just going to keep breathing into our hearts and sinking back into that presence that is always here, just witnessing our experience in the multitudes of different things that can come up, the feelings, the sensations, the thoughts. And we're just going to sink back, and this is called like a satsang. And it's just about sinking back into that presence, arriving here, and really being with yourself wherever you're at and whatever's going on in your experience. I am not the mind, I am the I. I am not the clouds, I am the sky. Here in a sacred song of a universe alive. Can't hold on to anything passing away. I am here experiencing living today. High highs, low lows. Me in the middle, watching it go. Here comes a fear, oh no, watch it go. Feelings and thoughts, I'll watch them go. See it all and watch it go. Oh, 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 oh. I am not the memories, I am the one circling for centuries around the sun, burning up everything, all that needs to be released, expanding beyond the edges of my mind. Stories, seasons, reasons, and rhymes open me up to find it's always been me in the middle, watching it go. Here comes a fear, oh no, watch it go. Feelings and thoughts, I watch them go. Yeah. See it all and watch it go. Yeah, yeah. And the secret is to see it, to feel it, and receive it. Yeah, the secret is to see it, to feel it, and receive it. Oh, the secret is to see it, oh, to feel it, and receive it. Yeah, the secret, you know it, is to feel it and receive it, and then release it. 'Cause underneath this pain inside is the sweetness of life. Oh, oh, underneath this fear of mine is the sweetness of life. Oh, 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 the sweetness of life. Oh, 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 the sweetness of life. It's blooming inside. The sweetness of life, always waiting here, just beyond the fear. Just stay tuned in with your heart. Keep breathing into that space and let it nourish you, and we'll just keep going deeper here. Thank you.
So beautiful, Theo. If I could get Theo back up for one more second before we go into introducing our next guest. Theo, my friend, there's so much love and resonance. Everybody's posting in the chat beautiful lyrics, beautiful heart. Let's all just send Theo a little extra heart through your hands, just appreciation for this man's majesty that he creates with his music, his words, and his voice. What if we all just appreciated each other and appreciated the beautiful gifts, the smiles we share with one another? What if we could do more of that? And Theo, I'm going to ask you a surprise impromptu question right now. It's part of a fun thing. Teresa's actually a part of this with me. We're in a 17-day challenge where we're daring each other. And I'm going to dare you and all of our listeners and viewers around the world, and those of you streaming later. What do you love to do most when you're happiest? What are you doing? Is it playing your guitar? What is it for you, Theo? And I invite each of you, put in the chat, what is your happiest moment? Is it dancing, playing?
I think it would be probably receiving a new song, like in the heart of like that creative energy, that something feels new, it feels fresh, it feels like something I haven't brought through before. And it's actually been a while since I've been in that space, and I'm kind of yearning for it. I need like I don't know, like a creative
Muse.
retreat or something.
It's magic though, Theo. When it happens, it's for any of you who are creatives in the chat, put a one in there if you've ever had that. I was writing children's books earlier today, like two of them, and it was just downloads. But sometimes you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I just want the lyrics. And there was a beautiful interview, Theo, that actually, I think it was Madonna did, and Jay Shetty. And she said the most powerful thing. She said, I am not my talent, I am the manager of it. And I want us all to remember that. I love this. I see so many beautiful things. Oh, Jeff, I see Christy in your arms, playing with grandchildren, being in nature. Well, you have a beautiful list here, Thea. This is the fun
Hmm.
thing, is that we're all here to help up level one another. Some of us might be having really challenging days. Maybe we've lost a loved one, went through a hardship, and sometimes we forget that we have this beautiful spark of light that Theo just flamed for us with his song. So let's all listen as we spend the rest of this next hour and 15 minutes together. Let's practice listening for our own spark of light and the spark of light in everyone else, and see if we can reconnect to that flame and even send a little extra energy to Theo so he gets divine inspiration while he's here with us. Does that work, Theo?
That sounds great. Thank you.
All right, much love, my friend. Well, without further ado, I'm going to leave it over to Kaylin to introduce who's coming up next for you. And we'll have more of Theo next after this.
What if everything you thought about healing was wrong? What if the key to unlocking your body's true potential wasn't found in medicine, but in connection with your fascia? For over a decade, one man has been leading a revolution in self-healing. A visionary who turned his own pain into a powerful movement that is now transforming millions of lives across the globe. With over 40 million people practicing fascial maneuvers and a mission to empower 1 billion people to heal themselves, he is not just changing the game, he's rewriting the future of wellness. The co-founder of Human Garage, the mind behind Fascial Maneuvers, the leader of the Transforming Trauma World Tour.
All right, everybody, let's welcome Garry Lineham from Human Garage. Let's rub our hands together, send a little love to this incredible man who healed himself and is helping heal others. Kaylin, whenever you're ready, we can add Garry. There he is, the
Thank
man, the legend,
you, Kaylin.
Garry.
Thank you, Jennifer, and all the team behind producing this. Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the wonderful world of fascia. I think I'm going to rock some of your perceptions today, because that's what we're going to do. Jennifer and I are just going to have a conversation, but we're going to involve you in that conversation. But first, you want to talk about coherence? The strongest way to cohere a group, we'll do it together. So everybody does it with us. You can do it sitting or standing. You're going to take your right leg, put it over top of your left, so you can stand up and do it or sit. Take your right hand, put it underneath your left armpit, and left one down. Turn your head to the left, turn your body to the right. And what we're going to do is take 6 breaths together, 3 through the mouth and 3 through the nose. So 3, 2, 1, breathe into the mouth. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Okay. Now see how you feel. Notice things changing around you. What changed? Put it in the comments. Put down what's changing for you. Do you feel clearer? Does the room look brighter? Do you feel calmer? And the reason why is because in as little as 6 breaths, you've actually, across all the world, you've developed coherence with each other. The heart is one way. It's one mechanism of the entire fascial system, the body. And our body is fascia. The heart isn't separate. The bones aren't separate. The brain's not separate. It's all part of this fascial web we're going to talk about. And when you put your body together in the same flow, energy starts to flow and spiral. And that energy connects with your breath, and wow, you have coherence. And that's what coherence is. And I want to say thank you for Heart Math Institute, inspiring me many years ago to understand a simple principle. The brain is not in charge of the body. I always say that who's in charge is one that can turn out the lights. Now, you can put a body, you can go brain dead, and we can keep your body alive for years and decades. But if your heart dies, your body dies. So that's how I knew that the brain wasn't in charge, because whoever can turn the lights out is in charge. And this led to this whole exploration of fascia. And we're going to talk, Jennifer and I we're just bouncing things back and forth beforehand. And we were talking about this wonderful, amazing body or life that we have. And first, I'm just going to start off with, first of all, fascia is not underneath your skin. Fascia is the interweaving of your life. And that's what we say, it connects everything inside your body. But fascia extends out from your body, and it extends out 6 feet. Now, isn't that interesting? That the global web, the human experience, I used to say that, well, who here believes you have an aura? Put it in the chat.
Put a 1. If you think you have an aura, put a 1 in the chat.
So, yeah, so you have an aura. Okay, all you people have an aura. What if I told you you're wrong? Let me tell you something. You have a human experience. Part of it is this ball of energy, which we can't see, but dogs can see, animals can see, Carillion photography, all this, we can see it, but you and I can't see with our naked eyes. That field of energy is your starting of your human experience. At the center, as you move towards the center, you get denser and denser until finally the light reflects. Now, that's the part you see, and because we can see it, we believe it and we touch it, and we think that that's our body. So at the center of the human experience, at the edges, it's very, very high frequency. You can't see it. At the center, it's very dense, lower frequency. And when I say dense, this part that we relate to is the densest part of the human experience. So I would say if we're trying to raise our vibration and our frequency, then that's the more intelligent part, and the denser part is here. So I would query to say that you don't have an aura. I would say that an aura has a human at the center of it.
Put a heart in the chat for that, everybody.
And if you have identified with owning your soul or your aura, well, I'm going to shift your perspective, because I'm going to say that thing owns you. And when you say, I have a soul, well, you have a soul, you have an aura, that soul or that aura, that God sense is saying, what are you talking about? I've had thousands of you. You're just the latest one. And I'm going to have thousands after you. So quit trying to own me.
I love that, Gary, and it's so funny. I was down and out with the flu earlier this week, and if it weren't for things like heart-focused breathing and rest and all the wonderful things, I wouldn't be here with you on the show. So I had a lot of downtime, and I don't watch a lot of TV, so I decided to download Dan Brown's latest book, Secret of Secrets. And I love it because in this entire book, what they're talking about is this idea of what if we're all just signal receivers of consciousness. That's what many of the noetic scientists say and everybody out there. And this is what you're telling us today, Gary, is that we're receivers of this message. And I love, Gary was sharing with me a little bit earlier. I said, Gary, how did you come to be a super genius about all things fascia? And he's an amazing astrologer as well, but he can literally just hear your birthday and tell you what it means and what your purpose on the planet is. And as Gary and I were talking, he said, Jen, I started off as a coder, and then I realized that everything was encoded in our RNA, in our DNA. Tell us about that, because we have this, we sometimes have things backwards, Gary. We think that we are a certain way or a certain thing, but there's actually all these influences, and just like the fascia in our body and the fascia, the mycelium network of us, of human beings, are all interconnected, so too are we woven together in this astrological tapestry of fascia that shows up as us being Gary and Jennifer Hill, right?
Right, absolutely. So if we have DNA, that's the code of our body. It's in a double helix, it spins, it's up, it's built in triangles and patterns. Well, if we have a DNA for the physical body, just like I said a few minutes ago, then we have to have some sort of DNA that defines this etherical, astrological what we call non-physical body. It's still physical, but the way we think it. So what is that DNA? And that's the code that I cracked. And I cracked it one day reading astrology. I was reading astrology and I said, what are all those numbers? Like, I'm a 29 degree Sagittarius for all you guys out there. And if you know astrology, you'll know why I do what I do, because I'm a 29 Sag. It makes total sense now. But behind that 29 Sag is all these numbers and vectors and angles. And I said, what if all of those numbers was a code? And I thought that one day, and I'm like, well, if it's a code, then I can figure it out. And I started looking at it and tried to read it, and I kept reading it and tried to read it and put different values to it. And then all of a sudden, boom, it hit, because I was able to relate that code to the way that I acted in my life. And furthermore, that definition is all these numbers, your soul, your frequency has a special location, a location on this planet or this realm or whatever you call it, whether it's flat Earth, round Earth, whether it's a Tesla coil, I don't even care. You have a code, it's a frequency. It's like your iPhone. The reason why Steve Jobs is so prolific, Apple, bite from the tree of knowledge. The reason why he was so prolific is because if you think about us, we're kind of like an iPhone, right? We all kind of look alike. We have this case that we put different clothes on us, which changes the case. But basically all phones look alike. You can't tell a difference until you look, well, there's my case, those clothes. That makes me a little different. But even then they still look the same. But then you turn on your screen, and in that iPhone, you have Wi-Fi, so you can get signals. You have Bluetooth, so you can feel the people around you. You can send signals. You have a processor. You have a hard drive. You have a display screen, which can actually send information like, I'm angry. But it can also receive information, my display screen. So in fact, we're actually built, and all technology in the world is built after a human being. All technology is designed after us. So what if we were just this special code and this special number? And if we, like my iPhone, I lost it when I was in Turkey. And I went to an Apple store. I got a new phone, put in a bunch of digits, gave it my location, and all of a sudden that phone looked like my phone. All of a sudden, I put a case on it, and it was my phone again. It was distinguishable against all the other people on my team. Now, what if human beings were that way? I mean, because technology is just a representation of us. So how would that code work? And what is that code? And astrology is these 20 parts of you, and they have these numbers attached. And that's who I am. I'm not a Sagittarius. I'm also a Virgo and a Libra. I'm also an Aries, and I'm also a Cancer. And I'm also a Pisces, 28 degrees. I didn't tell Jennifer that. So I'm all of these things that make me up. And that uniqueness part, it comes through this expression that I call Sagittarius. But that's not who all I am. So we have all of these things, and we just need to look at it a different way. Perspective and perception are what change the way that we move and we look at things. We can all look at a situation the same way, the same situation, but look at it from different lenses and come up with different ideas. And I said, if we're going to change the way that humanity is going, we have to change the lens in which we observe our own humanity through.
I love that, Gary. And that's exactly what I was opening today's show with, is this idea of a spark. I was shown a vision about 9, 10 months ago that changed my life. There's a wonderful healer here in Lisbon, shout out to Keith Hodges, who was like, hey, mate, let me gift you a healing session. I'm like, cool, I'm always down for a free healing, right? And he did this session, and in it, at the beginning, he said, what do you want to work on? And I said, I have this feeling I have to save the world. I've had this recurring nightmare since I was a little girl that I had to work with superheroes to save the world, or floating on a piece of earth looking back, right? And so Keith starts intoning and chanting, and then whoosh, space and time fall away at 10:30 a.m. on a Thursday morning in December. And then I hear laughter, Gary. And it was so cute because the universe just starts laughing at me. It's like, Jennifer,
What day in December?
Oh, I don't know. I can pull it up. I'll look it up. I'll go back and look at it.
You have to tell me what day, because I think I have something that's connecting us that I want to tell you about.
I love
Okay, go
this,
ahead.
Gary.
Sorry.
This is the fun thing about Gary is that we can just like deep dive into this, and this is all of us though. So in that moment, the universe starts laughing. It's like, you're so cute. There is nothing and no one to save. But what there is, what your purpose is, I saw some of you putting in the chat, yes, please tell me your purpose. I'm about to give it to you right now. Secret meeting of the universe. This is what I was told. What your purpose is, what my purpose is, what every human being's purpose is to remember that spark of light. Remember that how light we felt when Gary did the exercise or when Theo's music was playing? That's that spark of light. That's that, it's almost like the mycelium network is lighting up with these beautiful coherent connections vibrating simultaneously around the world. They said your only purpose and every human's only purpose is to remember the spark of light in yourself and then reflect that back to every human you meet who has forgotten. And that's what I'm hearing you say, Gary, is like we're all these beautiful divine sparks mirroring each other and playing together in space and time. And this, to me, is a beautiful metaphor for this fascial network that we're talking about today, right?
Right. And when you say remember, I want to take language and say how important language is and how we don't really think of it. We just use it indiscriminately. But if you were to dismember something, what would that normally be? There's only one thing you dismember, really. It's the human body. So you cut it up in pieces, which is kind of morbid. But what is to remember? It's to pull the pieces back together. Memory does not happen here. This is RAM. This is a RAM memory. It's just very short. Memory happens in the body, and we recall. But the body's attached to this field which remembers everything and has every bit of information from every lifetime, every current lifetime, because past lifetimes is another human concept. Past, time is a human concept. It's present. It's happening now. So remembering is pulling all that information back through my fascia and then recalling it. And it's super important that we think about it that way, because our fascia, our body, we are supposed to be 70% water. Today, by medical standards, we're 60%. And 30, 40 years ago, we were 60 years ago, we're 80%. I'm 80% water. I am like a goo, but that goo looks shapely, but it is goo. And for those of you who have been around and touched me, you know I feel like a 6-month-old. This 80% water and we're made of water and silica as our primary construction. Water is the storage. It's the part of life. It is interesting because it takes and receives, but it's held together with the construction material of silica, sand. So we are water and sand with bacteria. We are technically a quartz crystal. And if I was to take your cell phone has in the back of it, it has this antenna, and this antenna will reach about 300 feet. And what they do to it is they put a quartz crystal on top of it so it can go 3 to 5 miles. So your crystal is what amplifies the antenna on your body. And antennas are dense. They bring information in. And at the center of this human experience, we have the most dense part of us, which is our bones. And people don't know this, but calcium is actually a metal. And look it up. You don't have to believe me, but if calcium's a metal, that means that at the core of us, we are an antenna, and our crystal is the fascia, which we call fascia, which sends and receives signals. And as a matter of fact, your sacrum area, if you MRI it, it has a spiral in it. And then it goes all the way up this long pole, and at the top, there's a ball. For those of you guys who are my age, if you have a spiral, a long pole, and a ball at the top, what is that? That's a wireless antenna. We are built as an antenna, not to store information, but to send and receive information. And we try to memorize everything here because we were socialized and taught that this is the way it works. But accessing to all that information is technically in our field. And we don't need to save much in here. But when we have dirty fascia, when our crystal is dehydrated, if it's got heavy metals in it, if it's not functioning, if it's cloudy or cracked, then we don't have proper access to that field. And I propose in my own experience, because I do what people will say, that's psychic. And I'm like, no, it's just accessing information. I don't call that psychic. But the way I do it is I just have access to my field. And I've done that through these maneuvers that we've done that has opened up my body. After this long medical career that couldn't help me, I found these maneuvers that physically opened up my fascia and then connected me to my field.
I love this, Gary. And we actually have a biology teacher, thank you to Carol, who says, yes, he is 100% right. Calcium is a metal. And we are all sending and receiving these signals. And I thought of something else too when you were talking about this idea of us all being similar to a cell phone and being an antenna. Interestingly enough, Bruce, who was originally going to join us today, we were doing one of the first interviews I ever did, and he said something that blew my mind. He said, Jen, when we lose a loved one, let's say my dad died last year, for example, it's the same thing if you want to think about it, like having the signal of Gary or of my dad or any of our loved ones who have passed. And Bruce gave a beautiful analogy. He said, listen, let's imagine that you like watching Game of Thrones and your TV breaks, right? It doesn't mean Game of Thrones doesn't exist anymore. No, Game of Thrones still exists. You just need a new TV set. And that's exactly what Gary's talking about is we have these covers, these cases, these TV sets that are Gary and Jennifer and Carol and Ivanka and every one of you out there. And what if we could begin to relate differently? I see so many of you putting in the chat things like, we're awakening and all these things. But it's all our perspective. And once we awaken to what Gary's sharing with us, to this idea that we are antennas, then we begin to become conscientious and thoughtful about what is it we're picking up? What's the signal we're actually tuning into? And is that the station we want to be listening to? Right now, you're all tuning in with your signal to this pulse on October 18th, 2025. And kudos to you because this is the signal. There are millions of other things you could have done with your time, but this is the signal and frequency. And thank you, Gary, for showing us this. And I question, and I think the question many of us have is, how do we realign this? How do we begin to treat our body like this beautiful antenna that it is, rather than living at the effect of the stimuli in our environments?
Well, the first part is to acknowledge. So in order to, we can never move past our perception. There's so much information out there. We have a reticular activating system, which allows us to filter out the information to see what we want to see, which is also clouded by this crazy instrument we have called our mouth. Whatever you say, the words that you say contract your reticular activating system to only see to prove true what you say. And your words are a distillation of thousands of thoughts, and then you get to tens of words. And they are the contract with the universe that says, I am looking only for this, validate this. This is why it's so important. And this is changed, that perceptional shift is changed by our pineal gland and our frontal cortex, neocortex. And that's why in the movie Matrix, his name is Neo, because it's all about shifting your perception. And the first thing that they do actually is when they get him out, is they put that thing and they pull that bug out of his belly button.
Yeah.
And that belly button was our connection to the former iPhone, the other iPhone. I've gone down this rabbit hole, tearing apart the construction of life, because I'm a systems guy. And if you want to understand the systems, you look at origin and use. How are we made and how do we use ourselves? And at the core of this entire experience, we as human beings are programmed to receive and send. And we are being disrupted currently in our sending and receiving, which probably everybody on here hit a 1 if you believe that to be true. And these disruptions come with what we're programmed and we're told about ourselves. These disruptions come with the Wi-Fi and the electricity around you that's ineffective. It comes with the chemicals that change our perception, and they change the way our bodies emote. So if you have this field around you and there's a code to it, which I look at your astrology, I see your code, by the way. I clearly see your code. I know exactly how. I can't tell you, I can't predict for you, but I can say how your machine, your computer receives the code and what its logical pathway to answer. It doesn't take away your free will. It just says, you might do this when this happens. So if there's this code out here, and there's this code in here called the DNA, how does the RNA interpret that? And the RNA, in my way, interprets that using this conduit. It's a language, and it's a transport mechanism. It's called emotions, energy in motion. And if you think about it, we used to think that the heart pumped blood. Now, some of you guys are going to go, wait a second here. Listen, systematically, scientifically, we can prove the heart doesn't pump blood. From a systems perspective, we have thousands and thousands of pounds of pressure. We cut an artery, it goes 35 feet. Do you think mechanically that something this big can pump for 100 years that much pressure? Do you think anywhere in mechanics, anywhere in our known universe, can something this small pump that much at that pressure, at that velocity, at that time? It's physically impossible in the outside world, so how do we do it in here? What if the heart wasn't a pump, but what if it spins? Go watch Dr. Gil Hedry, Unwinding the Human Heart, famous cardiologist, amongst a whole growing group of doctors and cardiologists and scientists are saying the heart doesn't actually pump blood, it spins it. So then what is the pump? Well, we have this circulatory system. A system that circulates, not a heart that circulates, it's a system. And that system, every component in that system works to it. When you walk, your calf goes like, your foot goes like this, pumping your calf, which all mechanics know is the calf. They call it the second pump for the heart. Well, it's not, it is your pump. And that system is like a siphon. It runs every 45 seconds, blood runs through your body. And if you compress it and twist it, that pressure builds up. You let it go, it moves through the body more. And the heart takes all that pressure and then goes, poof, lets it go. Now, there's an interesting part. And Dr. Gil Hedry, he unwinds the human heart. And when he does that, he unravels it. And aha, there was my answer. I saw fascia, muscle, fascia, muscle, fascia, muscle, fascia, muscle, 10 layers, meaning that my heart and my gallbladder and my large intestine, they're not separate from me. They're all grown in this goo. When we're born, there's this ball of plasma, and there's 2 nerve clusters that appear right away, and they're connected by a string. And not one human being can tell you up to 7 weeks which one's going to be the brain and which one's going to be the small intestine. That means that this ain't my brain. This is my brain. This is the dashboard for my brain. Like, I don't call my display screen my computer. It's my display screen, computer. So think about it when somebody says it passes the blood-brain barrier. Does that food go up to my head and pass through there? No, it passes the blood-brain barrier. It's even connected in our language. So around that, those 2 clusters start to grow your muscle skeletal system, which becomes the human being. But what is that stuff they're grown in? It's fascia, plasma. If you walk and you put too much pressure on that over time, if your hip is out, your hip goes in, and eventually that ball gets red when you walk, that ball of your foot right there. And that water starts to collect there. And if water collects there over months and years, eventually the body says there's a problem there and starts to send metal, calcium, to that area to calcify it. And then all of a sudden, a bone grows. And now you have a bunion. That means that your fascia, where did that bone grow out of? It grew out of your fascia. That means your bones grew your fascia. Your fascia grew your organs. It grew your nerves. It grew your tendons. Everything was grown out of your fascia. And all of our science today talked about all these things inside of our body, all the things inside of us, inside the fascia. And we have all the science about how our body works, about what's inside of us, but nothing talks about that container, us, the most intelligent part. And I say it's by design, but that's another conversation. And people like Bruce Lipton and the Heart Math Institute spurred my thought process when I got into medicine, because I said, I don't know what's true, but I can prove that the way that we talk about our human body is not true. I can prove that your bones aren't structure because none of them touch. Structure has to touch. I can prove that your brain and your muscles do not move the body. They don't respond to stimulus fast enough. I can prove these things. And I prove this all the time to scientists and doctors around the world. It's the foundation of the whole fascial maneuvers and what we do. I don't have to, I have a theory about why it works, but hey, to be honest with you, I have no clue, because every time I think I know, I find out something new. And the humility of trying to understand the body is not to say it's fixed or we know. It's to say it's a theory I have today, and I'm going to continue to explore until I have a new way of explaining it. And this is the power that we have as humans. We're born to be curious. And when we say it's this way, we take away all aspects of curiosity.
So powerful, Garry. I want us all to reflect right now. What's something, put it in the chat if you want to, what's something that you have it that it's a fixed way right now? Maybe it's an old friendship, it's a boss, it's a child. What if we could, as Garry's suggesting, look at things through a new lens, get curious? You reminded me of something, Garry. I was on a call with my business partner earlier this week, and you were explaining to me why I do this in terms of my astrology, but I get these aha moments and I'm like, that's it, Eureka, I just discovered the meaning of the universe. But that's where I sometimes miss things, is I don't get curious enough. I just think, ooh, I've just discovered something fun. But what I love what Garry's saying is, what could we look at differently? What could we let go of and get curious about? And I think that that's kind of the lesson that's in our fascia for all of us today, is that things are being birthed around us. And we may have spent our whole lives thinking calcium was not a metal, and now it's Saturday, October 18th, and exploding head emoji, calcium's a metal. A metal, thanks for that. And so what do we do now, Garry? I know you're going to take us through this organ reset here in a couple minutes to completely reset our organs, which I'm super excited for, before we go into another set of music from Theo. But what is it, Garry? How can we utilize all this beautiful wisdom? And I see so many of you in there. Thank you for putting it in there. I acknowledge the vulnerability of everybody in there. Your role as a parent. Let's see here, letting go of the Messiah complex. Thank you. So tell us, Garry, what can we do next? I know we're about to go into this organ reset. How can we shift our awareness and begin to get curious like you've been, and rediscover our purpose, our bodies, our health, our well-being, and our vitality?
Like kids. When kids play and create, we shift our reality. And I work with people all the time in trauma and situations, but deep down, every trauma is based around some kid inside of you that didn't get to express themselves or do something they wanted. And it's to become a kid again. And I know that this is a trite thing, everybody says this, but what does it really mean? Listen, my experience is this. I was in pain and dysfunction. I spent $17.5 million, 35 years trying to fix myself. Hundreds of practitioners, became a practitioner, 52 of the world's best, fixing and working with the top athletes, celebrities on the planet, only to find out during the pandemic I was in pain again. And pain is a funny thing. Pain can be in your body, in your emotions, or in your perceptions, but you will experience it. And I started doing these crazy little movements that got rid of my pain in my physical body. And then my emotions started showing up. And then I would do these movements and get rid of my emotional pain. And then my perception started showing up. And when my perception started showing up, all of a sudden I was free. I could be a kid again. The reason why we're not kids is we're weighed down with all of these emotions about being somebody that we thought that we were supposed to be because we were told that's the way it is. That's what you're going to do. That's how it is. That's how the world works. None of it is true. Zip, none. Absolutely.
Put a 1 in the chat. If you know that to be true, put a 1 in the chat. Let's agree if you agree. It's curiosity. Watch a child at play and begin to play yourself. Dance because the music's on. There's nothing I dance everywhere, every day. There's not a day I don't dance. And sometimes I'll be dancing, and I remember I was at like a gift shop somewhere, and I'm just like jamming. If my favorite song comes on, I don't care where I am. And what if we could live with abandon, and no matter what's going on in our bodies? You know what's funny about that, Garry, is I notice when I dance, it aligns me better than any chiropractor. Like my chiropractor just had a baby and he's off. And so if I dance, all of a sudden it's like I just popped everything in my neck doing that in 2 seconds. So I
The
love it.
secret to getting rid of all your body pain is actually going bouldering and doing that a couple days a week, climbing up stuff and moving around. As adults, we don't move our arms anymore. If you don't move your arms, the only time we raise our hands is that when we're trying to lift something we don't do very often, is when we're being arrested. Been there, done that. Or when we're asking a question, and hell no, as an adult, you should never ask a question because then you would be stupid. So we don't actually use our shoulders anymore. And if we stop using our shoulders, we don't walk properly. Then we start slowly moving to dysfunction and disorder. So listen, it starts off with movement. Movement is life. The origin of all movement is breath. When we sit down, we actually crush our midsection, and that's how we start to shrink over time because our structure, think about this, an adult goes from 6 feet to at 90, 5 feet. Now, their bones don't change any length. So what changed in length is the fascia, which is our construction. It is our foundation, not your bones. Your bones support that foundation. And when we start to move and we open up and we move, we get this midsection going, and then we start to get oxygen again in the lower lungs. And when that happens, our perception shoots up, and then we can start to perceive. When we perceive, we become kids again, because that's where the imagination happens. And you have to be able to move in order to perceive. So listen, I want to do something. People ask me all the time, do I meditate? And I'm like, I tried for years, and I transcendental meditation. I got my word when I was 13. And still, I struggled my whole life because it's like, get my mind quiet, like, boom, boom, boom. I want to take everybody through the most powerful tool that I have to help a human being. If you just do this, and if you just do this and rebalance your organ function, which is also your meridians, which also controls the way you move, the way you perceive, then your whole body and your whole alignment and your whole function and emotions start to rebalance. So let's do it together, okay?
Do we need to stand up here? Okay.
Sit down, stand up, either way. What you're going to do is you're going to rub your hands together because we want to get the fascia hot around our hands. And rub our knuckles together. Rub our knuckles and our fingernails. And then what we want to do is clap. And move around a little bit, clap, get this space going, and then clap really hard. Really hard. Really, really hard. Okay, thank you, thank you. Okay, we're done now. See you guys later. So what we do is put your hands together, see if you can find a little bit of magnetism or a little bit of push or pull. That's your feel. And if you don't feel it yet, that's okay. You're gonna take your hands like antennas, like the old days of TVs where we had these ears and we bring signal into our body. 206 bones in our body, half of them in our hands and feet. So this is the most dense part, which conducts signal we talked about earlier. Take your right hand, put it on your belly button, go to your right 2 inches or 4 centimeters, depends what continent you're on, and down 2 inches. So like halfway between your belly button and your hip, put your hand in there. Now you can twist it, touch it, but as long as it's touching a little bit. I'm going to twist mine. Take your other hand, put it on the back of your neck. What we're going to do is we're going to go through and we're going to bring energy in our body, and we're going to work with our organs, and we're going to reprogram the way that we perceive things through using our programming language. So we're going to take 3 breaths through the mouth and 3 through the nose for each of these, and we're going to use a programming statement. Okay, so on the count of 1, 2, 3, breathe in through your mouth. 2, follow my pace. 3, through your nose 3 times. 2, 3. Say, I'm letting go of grief.
I'm letting go of grief.
I'm letting go of sadness.
I'm letting go of sadness.
Replacing this with joy and compassion.
I'm replacing this with joy and compassion.
Perfect. And feel the state of change in your body. Just let that go for a second. Now, through this, things are going to change all the way through your body. Your room is going to change. You're going to change. You'll get hotter or not. Take your right hand, put it underneath your right rib cage. Your rib cage goes right here. I'm going to go underneath and push up there. That's your liver, okay? Liver and your gallbladder. So put your left hand back up here. Breathe in through your mouth. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Say, I'm letting go of anger.
I'm letting go of anger.
I'm letting go of resentment.
I'm letting go of resentment.
I no longer want to hold this in my body.
I no longer want to hold this in my body.
Okay, great. Now take your right hand and go all the way over to the left side where your rib cage goes, and just grab underneath and pull it to the center. That's your stomach. Okay, stomach is about desire and belief. So breathe in through your mouth. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Say, I believe in myself.
Believe in myself.
I believe in my body's ability to heal and perform.
I believe in my body's ability to heal and perform.
I'm ready to follow my desires today.
I'm ready to follow my desires today.
Okay, now go all the way down to the left hip, and then take from the left hip, pull the skin towards the belly button. This is for all you certified overthinkers, Geminis and Virgos. Okay, breathe in. 2, 3. Through the nose. 2, 3. I no longer need to overthink.
I no longer need to overthink.
To feel safe in my body.
To feel safe in my body.
Or safe in my life.
Or safe in my life.
I'm letting go of overthinking now.
I'm letting go of overthinking now.
Okay, let your hands down for a second. Now notice what's changing in you already. Notice your thoughts are changing. The room may be different. The screen may be closer to you, like more focused in. The room may seem farther apart. The noise in your head may be going away. Now, if you have a lower back issue, 100% of the time it's related to not feeling supported, fear of not being supported. And that's 100% of the time. I used to adjust people chiropractically, and I figured out the hard way that it's not the back, it's the bladder. The bladder is about fear. So take your hand, push it right down, down to your pubic bone, pushing right into there. Okay? Take your left hand, put it behind your head. If you're standing up, squeeze your butt cheeks and lean forward. Now, all you women out there, that's what us guys do 3 times a day. Okay, breathe in. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Say, thank you, fear.
Thank you, fear.
For protecting me.
For protecting me.
I no longer need this protection.
I no longer need this protection.
I feel safe.
I feel safe.
I'm replacing this with confidence.
I'm replacing this with confidence.
Okay, good. Now, move your lower back around, move your hips around. Start to feel your body starting to come into flow. And these organs are attached to these meridians that go all over the body. And when they're okay, so are your meridians and so is your movement. Your right hand, put it on your rib cage on the side, pull the skin down. Take your left hand, go all the way over to the neck, lean over to your left and turn your head to the right. Now breathe in through your mouth. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Say, thank you, kidneys.
Thank you, kidneys.
For powering my actions in this world.
For powering my actions in this world.
I'm replacing force with power.
I'm replacing force with power.
In everything that I do.
in everything that I do.
Okay, cool. Now, even if you want to move around a little bit or something, feel your right shoulder compared to your left one. Feel how your left shoulder is constricted. Take a deep breath. Right rib cage expands. That's because when we acknowledge the fascia, which holds the muscles and the bones, it lets go of the emotions, and then the muscles and the bones freely move. Left hand on the left rib cage, pulling the skin down. Reach over with your right hand, lean over to your right, turn your head to the left, breathe in. Three. Through your nose. 2, 3. Thank you, kidneys,
Thank you, kidneys,
for powering my emotions.
for powering my emotions.
I'm letting go of anxiousness
I'm letting go of anxiousness
and force of my emotions.
and force of my emotions.
Okay, good. Feeling good?
For doing this, I had to miss the last part of this, Gary, because I think you were going on right before me on stage in Bali, and I was literally going to go rewatch the whole I Am Creation Summit just so I could catch your bits.
So here's the best one. You want to clear out your thoughts?
Yes.
We're going to go to our spleen. Take your left hand, go put your thumb right on your spine, right below your rib cage, and grab your rib cage. Take your right hand, put it on your neck. Bring your chin to your chest and either lean forward on your right foot or lean forward on your chair and lean on your right cheek or your right leg. And that's your spleen. Say hello, spleen.
Hello, spleen.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean?
Okay, spleen is about worries. So breathe in. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. Say, I no longer want to hold this worry.
I no longer want to hold this worry.
I'm replacing it with trust.
I'm replacing it with trust.
And boof, your brain goes. 2 last ones really quickly. Put your right hand, take your skin on your neck, pull it up. Don't choke yourself, unless, of course, that's what you want to. You're at your home, you can do whatever you want. Left hand behind. Breathe in through your mouth. 2, 3. Through your nose. 2, 3. I feel safe to speak my truth.
I feel safe to speak my truth,
The truth from my heart.
the truth from my heart.
Okay. And the last one, the quickest way to bring brain-heart coherence is to use our own human technology. Take your right hand on your heart, left hand on your head. Close your eyes and imagine a ball of energy swirling in a circle from back to front. If you want to apply a color to it, it'd be green and white. Breathe in through your mouth 3 times. 2, 3. Thank you, heart, for holding all of this pain and trauma
Thank you, heart, for holding all of this pain and trauma
until I was ready to process it.
until I was ready to process it.
I'm ready to process it today.
I'm ready to process it today.
Now, through your nose to your head, breathe in. 2, 3. Thank you, brain, for telling me stories
Thank you, brain, for telling me stories
and keeping me safe
and keeping me safe
while I wasn't following my heart.
while I wasn't following my heart.
I'm ready to follow my heart.
I'm ready to follow my heart.
One more breath through the mouth 3 times. 2, 3. Through your nose 3 times. 2, 3. And voila. Jennifer, you are back to being you. Take
Oh
a
my
second just before we move on and just move around, feel it, just so you can feel what this feels like and lock into memory this feeling. And when you don't feel this feeling, in 7 to 10 minutes, you can do this practice. It's free on our YouTube. It's called an organ reset. And you can bring yourself back into coherence, not just your brain and your heart, but every organ in your body, which is part of an interconnected system, which helps us communicate to our field.
Wow, Gary. All right, everybody put a 1 in the chat, a heart in the chat. Give Gary some love if that did something for you. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling we have so many hearts on the screen. Let's rub our hands together when you put your 1 in the chat or the heart. And let's send Gary and his whole team. He has an entire team behind him. He made this happen for us all while he's in Tulum with a few days' notice. Let's send this man, his entire team, Aaron, everybody behind the scenes, love and appreciation for all of the ways that he just shared his heart with us. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Gary, on behalf of all of us. Wow, that was, oh my God, I can't even keep up with all the hearts. I think we have 245 of us, and I think there are 245 hearts in the chat right now. I've never seen so many hearts in a Zoom. This is the equivalent of a standing ovation via Zoom. We're all standing. Thank you, Gary. I love you, my friend. We're going to bring you back here in a moment after we go into a short little break for some coherent music to have Theo Grace bring us back into a beautiful state of resonance. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Gary. We'll tell everybody where they can connect with you just after this. So, Kaylin, if you wouldn't mind, let's turn it over to the beautiful Theo Grace.
Wow, that was amazing. I feel great. So we're just going to amplify this, and we're going to continue using our tuning, our magical tuning devices here, and we're going to tune into the perfection of nature and the perfection of life itself. And we're just going to call in these divine natural frequencies to help balance and continue amplifying this healing, flowing, golden green energy. And this song's called Ever More Beautiful. So just continue feeling your favorite spot in nature and just bring that to mind, and just use your ability to tune in even if you're not outside or with your feet on the earth. Just imagine you are in your favorite special place in nature. Up, 2, 3, 4. Calling on the medicine of the forest, living in the only moment there is, flowing like an ocean, green and golden, like a lotus from the mud. She gives everything everyone needs to be free. Yes, she gives everything everyone needs to be free. So we can be all we can be, all we can be, all we can be. So we can be all we can be, all we can be, all we can be. Yeah. Oh, breathe in the sunshine. Oh, fill up with the one life. Bring on the impossible, living through the struggle to find it's ever more beautiful. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, it's beautiful. I gotta get out of my mind, into the moment, into the music. I gotta get out of my mind, into the moment, into the movement, where I find the flow is ever present, never ending, living intelligence. We are the evidence. I find the flow is ever present, never ending, living intelligence. We are the evidence. The flow wants to feed us, wants to heal us, wants us to be free in the feeling. The flow wants to feed us, wants to heal us, wants us to be free. Breathe in the sunshine. Oh, fill up with the one life. Bring on the impossible, living through the struggle to find it's ever more beautiful. Yeah, it's ever more beautiful. Yeah, yeah, ever more beautiful. Ever more beautiful.
Wow.
Wow.
Send some heart to Theo. I'm putting his link tree in the chat for everybody there. Everybody says so beautiful. Let's send a little love, a little heart to this beautiful man who's going to have one more song for us at the end of today's show. As always, Theo, I know you grace us with your beautiful presence, your voice, your music. We are so thankful to you. And while we have Theo up, before I dive into Garry and where everybody can follow him and any announcements or anything that we have going on, Theo, the best way for people to connect with you, what's the best way and where can people do that? Is that your Linktree link that we normally share in the chat? Is
Yeah.
that the best way for people to connect with you?
Yes, that's, if you have that, I can also
Yeah,
post it if you don't.
Kaylin. Yeah, I think we have it. We just shared it. Kaylin,
Okay.
would you mind pulling up his link tree so we can take people through his little link tree and show people how they can support Theo? And I love this idea, by the way, of tipping musicians. And, imagine if we heard Theo playing on the street, we'd want to say, hey, can I buy your CD? How can we all support one another? So these are just a small little list of ways that we can support the incredible talent that comes out here, like Theo, to come and join us. So you can just go here. You can get early and exclusives for his music. You can click on any of those links. You can join him on Linktree. And I think there's a way to subscribe and support you, right, Theo?
Yeah, the second link down is my Patreon page, and I just want to say that Living Wisdom Volume 4 is basically done. If you're a Gene Keys Living Wisdom fan, it's basically done, and I'm going to be releasing it early, each of the tracks on my Patreon in the coming months. So if you want to, you can even just sign up for a couple months, and you'll get those early releases before they come out officially in the new year. So I'm excited about that.
Amazing, Theo. Are you performing anywhere live that we can look out for you for? Or I guess if we sign up here, we'll find out wherever and whatever is new.
Oh, I might have something coming up in Austin. We live in Austin, Texas now. I saw some people in the chat who also
Yeah, well,
live
I'll be in
here.
Austin next month. We have to grab a cup of coffee.
Oh,
I'll literally
yes.
be in Austin. Would love to give you a hug, my friend.
That would be great. That would be awesome.
Oh, beautiful. If you're
Yeah, I
playing
might
while I'm
have a
there.
show coming up. If you tune into my Instagram page, I'll probably post it on there.
Amazing. Well, we'll find your Instagram page then and drop that in the chat for everybody as well. I know everybody loves your music, so stay tuned. We have one more piece of music from the incredible Theo Grace, that will come up later, and I'll try to see if I can pull up. I just found your Instagram. There we go. I'll put it in the chat for everybody. And let's bring back the incredible Garry Lineham. Garry, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to always have you here. And there is Theo's Instagram for everybody. Garry, let's get you back up here, my friend. This man is so generous. I have to tell you, when we were talking about what can we promote, how can we serve you, you're here teaching all of our incredible viewers and listeners how to heal their body and their fascia. And you know what Gary said? He's like, Jen, most of what we offer is free. He said you can go to our YouTube, which is awesome, which we've been dropping in the chat. We also do have a link here for some of the classes that you offer online that I'll drop in the chat as well. But tell everybody, Gary, how can we connect and support with you? I know people want readings from you, by the way. I think you're going to have to open an entire new business that's just going to be to accommodate all the people who want
We
astrological.
have one coming up. We have an AI Gary coming up that actually can read your face, your tone, your voice. It can tell you about your diet, what to do, what maneuvers. It's actually in process. Listen, we started this mission. We made everything free. We used all of our own money during the pandemic, and we put it out. We have over 50 million people practicing, 5 million on education and platforms today. And the primary thing to how to help yourself, when I channeled this, it was to be 100% free forever, and it is. Fascial maneuvers is like yoga. It is free to the world and will always be that way. Now, in order to run programs and keep these things free, currently keeping things free is $500,000 a month. Just wanted to put that out there. So if you want to support us, you can go do a reset, an upper body reset, a lower body reset, find a hip release, anything you want on YouTube, and it's always there. Our programs to help yourself, which are coordinated, organized programs, are pay what you can, what you feel is right. So you pay us $1, pay us $100, pay us $2,000, whatever it is. And if you can't pay us, we'll still let you in. But you can support us by that way, by taking a 1-day introduction to fascial maneuvers, a 28-day reset, which I noticed a lot of people had done in this chat, 28-day to reset your entire life. And it's powerful. It is what we did is what I did. And in addition to that, in addition to the 28-day reset, if you want to learn to help others, we have a introduction to partner-assisted maneuvers, which is hands-on, which means that you actually become a practitioner. Literally, the first time you do it, you can help somebody sometimes better than the practitioners they've been going to for years. Not to take away practitioners, but to give more hands to help them. And then more importantly is that if you want to help people, we have 50 million people in the closet doing this. And to be honest with you, we think it's much more. We think it's probably somewhere around 250 million that have done this or do some form of this, like the tens of millions of college students that do stress releases. What you can do if you want to, we are short and we are looking to have coaches, and we have different types of coaching programs that are out there. And our coaches, right now, we have software that's going to connect them with our community, but give them the ability to do all the things that make it hard to coach people. And this is our current program. We have a cohort starting on the 10th of November. And this is where you can help us and help the world in a big way. We need more people that want to help people, and we want to give you the specific knowledge. Now, I want to say this. You do not have to be a coach, and you do not have to take a certification to go and help and learn. We have people all over the world. We have over 1 million people doing this, practitioners prescribing this every day without ever taking a course from us. If you want, you learn from your personal experience, help others. If you want to do it through a certification program, because we have people all over the world asking to connect to coaches and events and corporations, then you can go through a certification program, which we just released.
Amazing, Gary. And what about this AI that can tell you? Because I saw people in the chat saying, please, I want Gary to read my astrology and all of that. When
Trust
can
me,
they
it's
expect
better than
that?
I am. It's better than I am. I get lazy. I look at your numbers and go, okay, I'm going to give you this, but this gives you the details. And it'll do everything from astrology down to what you should eat today. And based on based on how you show up. Like, I can tell you from my background in encryption, my background in services and platforms, voice activated platforms in the late 90s, we could tell more about what's functioning in your body through your voice than any piece of medical equipment, by the way. And there is some power that's coming up to the world, and you'll be able to shortly, within 6 months or less, you'll be able to go talk to an AI Gary, and it will actually give you things that you can do that day, but not disable you, help you become proficient at yourself. Technology is not meant to replace us. It's meant to help us find ourselves.
Gary, we have people asking, where can they subscribe to be the first people to find out when AI Gary becomes available? Did they go to your site, subscribe there?
Just go to our site, sign up on our mailing list, and for goodness sakes, guys, don't just wait for an AI to tell you about your life. Experience your life. Go today, do a 15-minute stress reset right now. It takes 15 minutes. It will change your life, and share it with as many people as you can. If that is something that resonates with you, do an introduction to fascial maneuvers, do a 7-day or a 28-day reset. It's all there. It's all for you. The only thing standing between you and feeling the way you want to feel and expanding your consciousness into your and your antenna into that field is clicking that button below and joining a program.
Oh, I love that. Oh, they said the newsletter, somebody says the newsletter sign up isn't working. So if
Oh, okay,
Gary's,
we'll get that fixed right away. New website, AI is fixing it right now.
what I would recommend in the short term is subscribe on their YouTube channel, and I'm sure you'll be putting videos out there and just reminders. So I know I've had that happen for me, Gary, when we were doing
Just join any one of our programs.
Yeah, join
or download a guide. We have guides that are there. We have a supplement guide, a clean your house guide. We have a hydration guide. Just download a guide. We'll have your email and we'll let you know.
Thank you so much for telling us that, Vicky. And thank you, Gary. Let's send Gary a little bit more love and appreciation to he and his team.
Thank you all.
1 billion people they've impacted.
And believe me, this is a movement that's coming out of the closet. We're in 80 countries. We expect to be at 250 million people practicing daily this time next week.
Oh, I love it, Gary. Thank you, thank you, thank you, my friend. And I'm going to share just 2 little light things I'm working on. If anybody's interested, I just realized I'm going to offer this. I did a inner child meditation. I love facilitating meditations, and I have a group of 307 entrepreneurs, and of which Teresa and many others are part of. And the other day, I just channeled this inner child meditation. So if any of you want it, I have one already on my channel, but it was more for a women's group that I worked with, and I'll be uploading the other one soon. So you can go there, and if anybody wants, I will also share, I just did my first children's book ever called The Palladian Princess. And what would be most meaningful for me if it works for people, let's see here, this should be the link for it. I'll go ahead and drop it in the chat. So one of my dear friends, Bella Shing, shout out to Bella, who's a filmmaker, gave me the gift of the Palladian Princess in
The Palladian Princess.
Here we go. Hold on. I will pause it and just drop the link in here for you. If any of you have children, it's actually for adults as much as it is for children. I just dropped both links in the chat. Kaylin, I don't know if, yeah, that's perfect. This is my website, Jennifer Cahill. And same thing, you can sign up for my newsletter. I'll always share about amazing opportunities and speaking, like I'm speaking with Bruce Lipton and Shamini Jan for Humanities team next week. Another David Guillaume, I don't know if any of you know David Guillaume, has been a profound teacher in my life. So I'll also drop that link in the chat. If you want to join us, it's free next week to join us with Humanities team. So that should be a really incredible event. One of the days will be Bruce Lipton, in case you missed him today and want to see him. And the other one will be David Guillaume. And of course, we have Deepak Chopra and many others. So if you sign up for my newsletter, you'll get messages about that. And I'll see if I can find you the link for the upcoming Humanities team. And
Jennifer,
Teresa,
do you want to show the Palladian Princess? Do you want to just?
oh my gosh, I'm trying. Okay, I can.
Kaylin,
Yes.
Kaylin, when you click the link that she put in the chat for the Palladian Princess, and just
It's the second one.
share it.
Oh, I'm so shy. Okay. This is, I think I'd shared it with you guys. It hasn't even been turned into a book yet. It got turned into this animated short film first. So it should be this one. Yes.
Yeah. And then that's good for announcements today.
Perfect. Should play.
Princess, once
Oh,
upon
there.
a time, in a far-off galaxy, long before the stars were strung across the sky, and before the earth had even begun to dream itself into being, there lived a radiant little princess. She lived in a kingdom of shimmering light, high among the skies, in a place called the Pallades. In the Pallades, no one needed to speak aloud. They shared their thoughts through sparkling waves of love, telepathic messages, glowing with kindness, floating gently from heart to heart. In this magical realm, there was no anger, no pain, no tears, only peace, joy, and harmony. Everyone helped one another, like stars working together to make the night sky shine. This princess spent her days dancing through galaxies, learning from the wise ones, and watching her parents lead with love. She looked up at her mother and father and asked, "How can I help? How can I be a great king or queen like you? How can I bring joy and happiness too?" Her parents smiled and wrapped her in their soft, glowing wings. They looked into her soul with eyes older than time itself. "One day, my love," they said, "your time will come. You will journey to a faraway place, to a planet not yet born called Earth. When you arrive, you will forget who you are. You may feel lonely, different, like you don't belong. But one day, after many sunrises and many moons, you will begin to remember." The princess blinked. "Remember what?" "That you are made of stars, that you are light, and so is everyone and everything. You will help the children of Earth remember too. You will show them how to play with space and time, with stars and night and galaxies. You will help them feel the truth, that they are never alone, that they are all sparks of the same bright love, seeking to reunite, to shine together again." The princess felt her heart sparkle with a strange new feeling. Courage. "And that, my daughter," her father said gently, "is your purpose." She nodded, and somewhere across the stars, Earth began to whisper her name. The Palladian
Oh,
Princess.
thank you. Thank you for sharing that, Teresa. I'm so
Auto
sure the first time.
autobiography, right,
It's
Jennifer?
all of our stories. Yeah, you can share with children. It's free on YouTube. I haven't even turned it into a book yet. I literally channeled this walking down the streets of Lisbon sobbing, and it just came through me in between like gulps and gasps. So I have no idea what I'm gonna do with it. I think I will turn it into a book. If you subscribe, you'll find out more on the channel, or I'll share about it there. But thank you, everybody, for just letting me share my heart. And thank you, Teresa. I'm just so shy. It's like funny. I can stand on stage, but I get really shy about sharing my creative endeavors. So thank you, everybody, for your listening and your participation.
Autobiography.
Well, actually, the autobiography is coming out next year. It's called The Recovering Asshole, which is the opposite of this. It's about everybody thinks
That
I'm
was
the
pre-princess.
yeah, that was pre-princess. We all have our story, and so we have to go from the dark to the light. So that book will be out next year. So you'll find all that on jenniferkhill.com. And yes, thank you, everybody. One last time, let's welcome to the stage Theo Grace. Let's thank Theo. Let's put everybody up, if you wouldn't mind, Kaylin, one last time. Let's put Theo, Gary, Teresa. Let's just thank everybody one last time before we go into our final music. Can we get Teresa maybe and Theo up there too? Oh, you're the best. And thank you to Kaylin. Everybody send love. Kaylin is always behind the scenes, always being sure everything works well. Let's send love to all of each other, to HeartMath, to the Human Garage team, to Theo and his beautiful
Yeah.
family, to all the behind the scenes Pulse people. So much love. I don't know about you guys. I'm tingling with love in my organ reset. So let's do this, and thank you, everybody. Please be sure to follow Gary, follow Theo, and let's all love, uplift, and support each other. So one final time, I hand it over to Theo Grace.
This is a song called When We All Win, and it's just a vision of what seems like sometimes an impossible thing for us to all win. But I'd love to just hold that in our hearts, that we can all win when we take care of ourselves and we take care of each other. I hallucinate, alchemize the pain, break the door to a world that I create over and over and over, over and over and over. Shake the fate I am, breaking ages, awaken cages and face the greatness. Arise, arise, when we all win. We all win when we all win. We all win when we all win. We all win when we all win. We all win. Yeah, yeah. Oh, oh, fire, keep it burning. Intralaya web spinning. Never die, you know we winning. Every try, you know we did it. Temple burning like a billion stars. Remember who we are. Breathing into form. All we cannot ignore anymore. When we all win, we all win. 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 Oh, we oh, 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 oh. We all win, we all win, we all winning.
Thank you all.
Theo.
Thank you, Theo.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Gary.
everybody.
Amazing.
We love you all. Thank you, everybody. Have a magical, miraculous rest of your week. May it be filled with more heart, more love, and more magic than you ever dreamed, and greater health and vitality. And may we all go out and share this wisdom that Gary